Kim Pfaff-Karg is the Chief Investment Officer of a listed real estate investment trust. She has over 17 years of professional experience in the listed and non-listed real estate sector, following in her dad's footsteps. Kim is mother to her 9-year-old son and aspires to be the loving and caring mom that she once had. Kim reflects on her adult life and her fight to keep her head above water until she realizes that getting her hair wet isn't that bad. Ladies and gentlemen, Kim Pfaff-Karg, where angels fear to tread.
In my previous life, I must have died drowning. I was born with an innate fear of water, always in the shallows and never venturing beyond where I could stand. However, sometimes it's the safe spaces that are the most dangerous, with the least amount of joy. Like my son says, "Mommy, you need to dive down deep and get your hair wet so that you can discover all of the treasures below the surface." Like they say, the comfort zone is a beautiful place, but it's where nothing ever grows. It was the year 2010. Euphoria was in the air. It was the year that South Africa hosted the FIFA World Cup soccer. The sounds of vuvuzelas and the sights of vibrant South African flags were on every street corner. People of the country, dark and light, were united. It was also the year that I achieved my professional qualifications, obtaining the highest marks in the country and being one of the first South African female chartered valuation surveyors. My dad was extremely proud. It was also the year that I got engaged to the perfect man, and I hosted my 30th birthday party with all of my friends at my family home to celebrate. To top the year off, my fiancé and I bought our first home in leafy Bryanston. It was the epitome of the perfect life, a life in the comfort zone. But then, 2 months before our wedding, my dad died unexpectedly at the young age of 59. The life that I had once known cracked open, and I was literally brought to my knees. My mom, my best friend, lost her high school sweetheart. Struggling with the loneliness, she drowned her sorrows in big glasses of white wine, Xanax, and sleeping pills. 3 years later, she too died when my son was just 8 months old. What compounded the loss was that motherhood was really tough for me, with a niggling son and levels of anxiety that I had never known before. Life hurled me out of the comfort zone that I had so grown to love. I spent the next decade trying to keep my head above water, fighting to get back the life that I had once known. But I just missed my parents so much. I missed being taken care of. I missed going home for the weekends and having my mom make my favorite meal. I missed our endless chats and laughs, and I missed the encouraging support and advice from my biggest fan, my dad. Over time, I found something that resembled a safe place. I had a happy marriage, I had a budding career, and I had a son that was settling. At that point, I barricaded the windows and the doors. I didn't want less, but I also didn't want any more. I don't know exactly when it happened, and I can't tell you whether it was slowly or all at once, but it was the year 2020, a year that will go down in history. It was the year of the COVID-19 pandemic. It was also the year that I turned 40 and I chose courage over comfort. I chose to hold my breath and dive deep down below the surface. Perhaps it was the 7-year itch, or perhaps it was something more, but it was the year that I got divorced and I found myself a new home. It was also the year that I accepted the challenging and big position of Chief Investment Officer of a listed real estate investment trust amidst the most difficult economic and financial markets that we have seen since the great financial crisis of 2008. In my pursuit of more, I struggled with a myriad of difficult emotions as I faced the uncomfortable challenge of change. But I also experienced a world of beautiful and exciting things. I experienced a world of happiness and endless opportunities that I would never have known had I stayed in my safe lane. I know my dad would be proud of the courage that it takes for me to perform in the male corporate boardroom. And I know that my mom would be pleased that I was brave and capable enough to do what she at times wished she could have. I've spent my whole life being afraid of everything, being afraid of loss, being afraid of change, being afraid of the unknown, and especially being afraid of public speaking. But it's the liberation and the growth that I experience being out of my comfort zone that gives me the courage to let go of who I thought I should be and be the girl that continues to take the tough path and just goes for it. So today, I would like to challenge you to sometimes put yourself in difficult situations. Be brave with your life. Choose the option that scares you the most. Feel that fear and do it anyway. That one risk you're afraid to take could be the one that changes your entire life.